All right, today I'm going to be putting in the sub in the truck. It's going to take me removing the console out of the truck. It shouldn't be too crazy hard. So there's the center console right there. Be taking the whole thing out because I bought the JL Audio Stealth sub, which sits in the negative space in the truck, like up in here. So you'll see once I get it installed kind of where it goes. The box itself doesn't have to be bolted in, as basically all this trim holds it in place. So I'm gonna start taking this center console apart and get that set in place. So let's get started. All right, so as y'all can see, I've already got this amp installed. The reason I had it installed somewhere else is because I wanted the amp plate here on the back wall, and I couldn't find anyone that sold it. So I just went to a shop and they were able to do it. As well as they modded my seat to where it'll fold down now. So pretty good. It was a little expensive, but I thought it was worth it because it makes the install look much cleaner, keeps everything hidden. But I had to pull this other seat out so that I can have access to the wires, to run my wires. So yeah, I'm gonna start wiring, moving wires up from the amp here to the front, and then eventually laying them where they need to go. So stay tuned. Okay, so it's been a little bit since I last filmed. I did get all these wires run. Got that harness put together. The wires are running underneath the carpet. They pop out of the console right there. They run up the side. I did have to pull a little bit of this trim up to get my hands underneath the carpet, but I've got my wires running along this side, tucked away. Actually, you can kind of see in there a little bit where they are. So I've got the sub wired in back to the amp. I've got all my spaghetti up here right now. Just putting the truck back together right now. I'm gonna do the power cable later, and then hook up my line output converter to talk to the amp, and yeah, we'll get it all sorted out. But for now, I'm just kind of putting the truck back together. All right, I've got this wire run back through these channels from the engine bay to the front, to the back, to the amp. So, see, I tucked it over here, went behind the seat right there. It's run over to the amp. I'm going to wire it in, and then I'm going to situate it. So let's get started. Okay, got my negative ran off a seat stud over there. Coming up to the amp, got the power wire running behind the seat. Goes into this panel right there. Comes over, is running down the door in this channel right here. Coming up right here, there's some excess. I'm gonna put these panels back on and then get the excess wire pulled into the engine compartment, and probably put the electrical box that we took apart back together. So do that here and I'll keep you updated. All right, we're gonna install this inline fuse. This one's 100 amps. I'm gonna put it right back here in this little pocket. It's gonna be tucked away down here. So it's about the only spot I've got right now, because there's already a bunch of stuff in this pocket, but it'll work. We'll make it work. So I'm gonna start by cutting this and putting the fuse, the wires in the fuse. Oh, getting after it. so here's what I set my amp up at. I set it up basically the crossover for amp 1 and the sub are basically the same. For amp 2, it's got a little bit more bass in it, and I gave it a little bit of gain, as well as the sub. I gave some gain. The fronts, I did not really give any gain to it, but I've got the crossover set on the front speakers because they rattled the most with the door panels, so that was the best spot that eliminated most of the rattling with the doors. But it sounds really good. As you can see, I've got the remote bass plugged in up here, and I ran that up to the center console, and there is a knob right to the left of the outlet right there. That knob controls the bass, and so I took apart the bass knob and basically just integrated the casing into the truck itself, and it looks really good, I think. So yeah, so the system overall sounds great. If you've got the time and the money, I would recommend doing it. You don't have to go all out like I did with the amp and the sub. Just replacing the speakers by themselves sounds pretty good, but the amp does take it to that next level and gives you really, really good sound quality. Kind of wish I had done this a while ago, but yeah, so y'all have a good one. Peace.